This guest room has kind of been living a double life. On one hand, it's where our guests stay when they come to visit. On the other, it's also been pulling full-time duty as my home office. And if I'm being honest, it hasn't really been doing either one of these things very well lately. We've got mismatched tones, builder-grade vibes, zero personality. And somehow, a space that's supposed to feel restful also manages to feel like I'm clocking in for work the second I walk into it. So today we're changing that. The goal is to create a room that can function as an office when it needs to, but actually feels like a calm, cozy guest retreat when it doesn't. Sounds simple enough, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because somewhere in the middle of this process, something definitely didn't go according to plan, and it almost changed the entire direction of this makeover. Well, this was going to be a really simple project. I want to paint this room. I'm thinking I was going to maybe just paint that accent wall. I'm tired of it. It can be sometimes difficult when you have twin beds on how to decorate your wall. Anyway, I want to go a completely different route, paint it a different color, one of my favorite colors. But what I thought was going to be a super easy transformation turned into something a little more than I bargained for. So when I pulled the beds out, I noticed that our rugs were wet, and I can't seem to get a hold of my neighbors on the other side. I don't know if they had a small leak at one time. They don't live here full time. I don't have their phone number. Anyway, it doesn't seem like there's any leaks right now, but I'm gonna watch it. I've got some fans going, so that's what you hear in the background. I'm gonna go ahead and just get started on painting the wall. So why not, right? Let's do this. What do you guys think? I'm just gonna do this wall first. Maybe I'll just do the accent wall and then see how I like it. So for now, I'm just gonna be really careful and get the edges. And in order to do that, you just need to get a nice bead of paint on your brush. Way back when I used to tape everything. No more. That's just an extra step that I just don't like to do. I figured why not just start with one wall, because sometimes all a room really needs is a little bit of contrast, not a full-blown identity crisis. So instead of committing to the entire space right away, I decided to begin here and see how it felt once the paint was on the wall. The color I chose is Ripe Olive by Sherwin-Williams, which is definitely a little moodier than anything that's been in this room before. As you can see, I'm just taking my time cutting in along the edges, making sure everything is nice and clean before I roll out the rest. And once this wall is done, I'll take a step back and decide, do I stop here or do I go all in? Now, I know there are two types of people when it comes to painting a room. The ones who think it's going to be fun And then about 20 minutes in, they're questioning every life decision that led them to picking up a roller. And then there's the other group, the ones who actually enjoy the process. Surprisingly, or maybe not, I fall into that second category. There's just something really satisfying about watching the before slowly disappear with every pass of the roller. I think what keeps me motivated is knowing what's coming on the other side of it, that before and after moment. So what do we think about this color, ripe olive? And I have to admit, I'm loving it a lot more than I expected to. Like, a lot more. In fact, I might love it so much that stopping at just one wall doesn't feel like enough anymore. Yeah, we're going all in. Last wall, and can I say I absolutely love this color. It's so pretty. Just gonna cut in on all the edges, get behind the TV, and then call it good. Yep. And a little update on the water situation in this room. We have a feeling it was because there was snow up against the brick and we had a little bit of a thaw out last, I don't know, a little bit ago, a week or so ago, and possibly some water got in there, or something we're gonna have to watch, and possibly, unfortunately, may have to get that fixed. But I'm not gonna put the rug all the way down, but I will watch it to see what happens, because everything is all dried out right now. What are the chances I can get all this back into the guest room? It really amazes me when you clear out a closet and a room and you put all that stuff in another room and you look at it and think, how in the world do we have this much stuff? So I'm going to try to organize in that room. Let's do this. Just about there. With the painting finally done, it was time to start putting the room back together. Beds are going back in, artwork is getting hung, and for the first time, it's actually starting to feel like a finished space again. And at this point, I was feeling really confident because remember earlier when I thought maybe we had the water issue figured out and I was just going to watch it? Well, something told me to take a really close look at it before calling this project done. And I'm glad I did, because things might not be as resolved as we originally thought. And before anyone jumps into the comments, yes, I know, I probably shouldn't have started this makeover before we had that completely figured out. Trust me, I get it. Just bear with me here while we try to track down what's really going on behind the scenes. Okay. I'm gonna cut this open and see how wet it is behind there. Hopefully this goes smoothly. It is wet. Definitely wet. Right in here. Yep. Let's go this side. Wet, but still wet. It's just drenched. That's mold. Or maybe it's just wet. Yep. Okay, so this is the part where I officially admit this is now above my pay grade. I like to think I can handle a lot of things: refinishing furniture, installing blinds, building staging walls, painting an entire room a moody shade of ripe olive from Sherwin-Williams. But diagnosing what's happening behind the wall, that's where I draw the line. Gotta be coming from out there. At this point, I've pulled back the baseboard, checked what I can see from the inside, and let's just say things aren't looking quite as straightforward as I was hoping. And rather than pretend I know what I'm doing and make this situation worse, it's time to call in the big guns, because if there's one thing I've learned, sometimes the smartest DIY decision you can make is knowing when to stop DIYing.
Why?
Okay, so it is using the main drain as the vent.
Correct. Let's see. Here we go. I'll do that. And it's still, I mean, it's coming from up above, absolutely. Like I say, typically, it doesn't smell like sewage. Typically, you kind of smell that.
Yeah, this is definitely a main roof vent, roof drain that they're using as a vent too.
Yeah.
Out the side wall.
Right. Yeah.
So let's go up.
Okay.
So remember when I thought we had the water issue figured out? Yeah, we didn't. Once we opened things up, it became pretty obvious this wasn't just a one-time leak. Water was actually draining down along the outside of the pipe from the roof drain, not through it. That same pipe goes down to the parking garage directly below our unit, and you can actually see where it's been leaking. Basically, snow melt on the roof was freezing near the drain, blocking proper flow, so when things started to thaw, the water had nowhere to go except down the exterior of the pipe and into the wall cavity. Once we cleared the blockage up above and got everything draining the way it should, we were finally able to dry things out and start putting this room back together for real this time. In the meantime, my drywall has to be opened up for a while to make sure things are bone dry before we close everything back up. But in the meantime, I can start to put things back together. All right, let's talk about where we started, because this room, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything. It was kind of doing that thing where it's a guest room, but it's also an office, but also storage, but mostly just boring. And over the last few years, I flipped more furniture and styled more spaces. My ability to actually design a room instead of just fill it has come a long way. So this time around, I wanted intention. I wanted contrast. I wanted warmth. And I wanted this space to feel like an actual destination for guests. Not just a room where the printer lives. Now enter Sherwin-Williams Ripe Olive. And once that first wall was done, I loved it so much that I knew one wall wasn't going to cut it. So naturally, I painted the entire room. And this is the difference a little vision and a lot of paint can make. So if you enjoyed this home edition transformation, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you the next time on It's About Flippin' Time Home Edition.